blockers.
Texas Stadium, San Francisco and Dallas. One of the keys, the offensive line for the Cowboys, and their line coach is Hudson Houck, and we had a chance to eavesdrop a little bit earlier.
Extremely aggressive. Remember one thing. How did we feel after this game last year? Think back. How did we feel? Okay. Just make it back. What do we got?
Start fast on 3, baby. Start fast on 3. 1, 2, 3. Stop fast.
That whole offensive line possibly could be in the Pro Bowl for the NFC. They're that good. The 49ers will have first crack at it, however, as Dexter Carter, just signed last week, a former 49er, gets the opening kickoff, and the Dallas team does its job on coverage. Charlie Williams down to make the stop. Elvis Gerbach opens at quarterback behind this somewhat makeshift offensive line. Strafford, Sopolo, Oates, Rod Milstead, and Harris Barton. Steve Wallace will not play. Derek Lavelle, Adam Walker with a broken thumb will open at fullback. Taylor, Rice, and Brent Jones the receivers. Elvis Gerbach, 6'5", 220 pounds. This is Derek Lavelle. The 49ers sweep, gets 5. Brock Marion up to make the stop.
Deion Sanders lines up on Jerry Rice in the first play, Pat. And one thing about Deion Sanders, he is physical on the line of scrimmage. And I'll tell you another thing about Jerry Rice. He is also physical.
And he is an excellent blocker.
And you have to remember, just on that play was going away from those two guys.
Wait till they come at him.
Now we'll be talking.
2 tight ends for the 49ers now, 2nd and 7. Gerbach to throw it. Wide open is Jerry Rice, and off to the races is Jerry Rice. Rice, touchdown from Gerbach. ...81 yards.
That was the thing we say, you have to get the ball to Jerry Rice. Talk about the Cowboy offense, but Jerry Rice is still the best wide receiver that ever played in this game. I think that he's heard enough about the Cowboys, and he's heard what they were going to do, and this team's down and that team's down. But there's one player that came out on this field fired up today. It was Jerry Rice.
And you always talk about, when you talk about Rice, the length of the run after the catch. That was an 8-yard pass and a run after the catch of 73 yards. Jeff Wilkins, newly signed this week for the extra point. And let's look at that touchdown again.
Well, he's going to start off. He's here in the slot. Now Deion Sanders is not on him. This is a form of zone. Now, anytime Jerry Rice catches a ball, he wants to catch it on the run, and the next thing he does is run straight up the field. He doesn't go sideways. He doesn't look at the sidelines. He doesn't do anything. He runs right towards and at the end zone. Look at Charles Haley here coming on this rush. He starts on an inside rush. He got to Elvis Gerbach just as he got that ball to Jerry Rice.
If it had been more than an 8-yard pass, he would not have thrown it.
See, and again, this was the zone defense. What you see is Darren Smith, the linebacker, was the first guy that is supposed to reroute him, and get him going in a different direction. But once Jerry Rice got inside of Darren Smith, Elvis Gerbach hit him, like you said, about 8 yards, and he just took off right up through a zone defense.
If you're pursuing Jerry Rice, you better make sure you have the right angle.
He's not the fastest guy in the league. In fact, they're always talking about the speed of Jerry Rice, but I've never seen anyone catch him from behind.
I haven't either. I saw him lose the ball a couple of times.
Sandy!
Look, they all come out for this one, don't they? I'll tell you, when someone scores a touchdown, you're liable to see anyone down there.
So the 49ers will kick it off. Wilkins to kick off. Jeff Wilkins, Deion Sanders, and Brock Marion are deep. Kevin Williams feels dejected. Kevin gets to about the 26 before he's taken down by Chris Thomas. And let's look at the Cowboy offense. They're behind 7-0. led by Troy Aikman. That huge veteran, good offensive line in front of him. Tuinei, Newton, Donaldson, Allen, and Williams. Emmett Smith will be deep. Darrell Johnston, the blocker. Kevin Williams, Michael Irvin, and Jay Novacek. Weapons everywhere. They're going to need them.
Boy, that Jerry Rice could line up a play. Everyone kind of sitting here wondering what was going to happen, waiting for the Cowboys to get it out, and boom, he just lit up this place.
Winded it down in a hurry. Aikman's going to throw. Blitz coming. He had to get rid of it. Blitz off the corner by Marquez Pope. He was in Aikman's face quickly.
You have to knock Troy Aikman down, and they wanted to do it on the first play.
Here is the 49er defense. Jackson, Stubblefield, Bryant Young, and Dennis Brown, the front four. Plummer, Norton, and Woodall, three fine linebackers. Marquez Pope, who just blitzed. Merton Hanks and Tim McDonald, the safeties. And Eric Davis.
See, here's what... See, Marquez Pope is number 23, lined up like he's going to cover as a corner and just blitzes from that position, but lets Troy Aikman know that they're going to come from every position today.
2nd and 10. Aikman. Irvin lost it. Hanks picked it up. Hanks headed for the end zone. Another touchdown for San Francisco. Boy, you said in the beginning they have to get some turnovers, and they have struck in a hurry.
It's exactly what happened last year. Look, we talked about last year. The Cowboys had 5 turnovers. And those 5 turnovers turned into 21 points for the 49ers. I think Barry Switzer's in shock. I think this whole crowd is in shock.
Should be. 36-yard return by Merton Hanks. Watch it again.
You see Michael Irvin catches the ball on Marquez Pope. Marquez Pope knocked that ball out of there. And it was a fumble. Merton Hanks was right there to pick it up and run it in. The one thing the 49ers were going to do is they wanted to hit or be near or knock Troy Aikman down on every pass.
Wilkins' extra point is good, and it's 14-0 with 13:36 left to play in the first quarter.
That's the reason you play him. Who would have thought this?
The Dallas trainers taking a look at Troy Aikman's left leg. He was hit hard, remember, on that blitz by Pope.
He's looking at that knee right there. He's pointing to a position there.
Yep. He was hit on a blitz by Marcus Pope on the first play. Had to dump the ball off, and then the second one was complete to Michael Irvin, who fumbled, and Merton Hanks, who lives in Dallas, from Dallas, played high school football in Dallas, returned it for the touchdown from 36 yards away. Is it loose?
You know, and this is just how the championship game started.
Exactly.
Remember the Troy Aikman threw an interception. That was to Eric Davis. He scored a touchdown. Again, we talked about how they had 5 turnovers in that game. 49ers got way out in front of them early in the game, and the Cowboys had to fight back the entire game. Darn near came back to win it.
Wilkins to kick it off. Kevin Williams at the 2 will return it. He is dragged down at about the 16 by Steve Israel. I'd like to welcome those of you watching Tampa Bay and Detroit, Carolina, St. Louis, to Texas Stadium, where that score is correct. San Francisco 14, Dallas nothing, and that time is correct too. 13:28 left in the first quarter.
And they did check Troy Aikman out. He came out, they checked his knee out, and then they put everything back together, and he's in there now.
1st and 10 from the 17. Emmett Smith is deep. The handoff to Emmett Smith. Nothing. Maybe a yard. Ricky Jackson to make the stop.
Up to the 19-yard line.
Rice, 81 yards from Gerbach on an 8-yard pass that Rice took 73. Aikman complete pass to Michael Irvin. He fumbled. And Merton Hanks picked it up and went in from 36 yards away. 2nd and 8 here now as Emmitt Smith got 2. Aikman to throw it. Novacek, not much. Tim McDonald with him quickly. Took him down.
Yeah, one of the things, the last 2 games that they played, Emmitt Smith didn't have over 100 yards in either one of them, and I think part of the secret to keeping Emmitt Smith down is getting ahead, and make the Cowboys feel like they have to throw all the time.
3rd and 4. 3rd down conversions, 45%, the 5th best in the NFL. 14-0 San Francisco leads Dallas. Aikman throws. Pass is intercepted by Norton. Ricky Jackson, I beg your pardon.
And they're starting this game just like we talked about, just like the championship game. If the 49ers are going to win, so far in this first quarter, they've done everything that they have to. These are the kinds of things they had to do. They cause a fumble. They run it in. Gerbach gets the ball to Jerry Rice, and now we just see Ricky Jackson come up with an interception.
Ricky Jackson, of course, was a linebacker for most of his years. Now he's playing defensive end, so he's familiar with this kind of thing.
Well, you're going to see him. He starts out here like he's going to rush, and then he just drops back.
Yeah.
That was one of those zone blitzes. He was up in a position to rush, and he dropped back, and I think Aikman expected him to rush.
Derek Lavelle on 1st and 10 for San Francisco, gets inside the 25.
Let's just look at Ricky Jackson. This is usually his rush position. He rushes over Eric Williams there, and you're going to see instead of rushing there, see Eric Williams expects him to rush. He just drops back, and he gets into that slant area. He gets between Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. That was a good defense, a good defensive call by the coordinator, Pete Carroll.
Totally unexpected by Troy Aikman.
We're seeing more and more of that in this league. A zone blitzes where linemen drop off into pass coverage.
Here's Elvis Gerbach to throw it. Open inside the 10 is Ted Popson, I believe. Yes. One of the 2 tight ends. Those of you watching Atlanta and Buffalo, welcome to Texas Stadium, where it's the 49ers 14, Dallas nothing. And the 49ers have it 1st and goal at the Dallas 9.
You know, one thing you never want to do is give a young quarterback confidence early, and the Cowboys have done that with Elvis Gerbach. He is full of confidence now.
Dexter Carter is split wide to the left. That was Lavelle in motion. Incomplete. Gerbach rushed by Russell Maryland. Had to hurry.
Because the 49ers came into this thing, and and everyone was expecting it with all the injuries. William Floyd is out, and Steve Young. They don't have this guy and that guy, and they thought that they would just give up this game, just go on. But they don't have that idea the way they're playing this first quarter.
They're tired of people talking about them and talking down to them, the 49ers, that we're a one-man team. Steve Young. Gerbach gives to Derek Lavelle. He gets to about the 7, stopped by Darren Smith. It'll be 3rd and goal from there.
The one thing you have to remember is that their defense is #1, and defense can make things happen and score touchdowns, and that's what they've done thus far. You look at George Seifert. It was ironic. We thought that he'd be kind of tight yesterday, but he was very relaxed, wasn't he?
Steve Young behind him talking to him.
Gardner hit him in the face.
Yeah. 3rd and goal at the 8. Here's Gerbach to throw it. Rice off his fingertips and out of the end zone. He had him.
Well, that's the one we were waiting for. When you get down there for the touchdown, there's Deion Sanders. against Jerry Rice. That's the matchup. There's Jerry Rice. There's Deion. Again, Deion Sanders very physical at the line of scrimmage. But Jerry Rice can also be very physical. Now, had Gerbach gotten that ball there a little sooner, that could have been a touchdown.
It surely could have. It still could have been. New kicker Jeff Wilkins with Elvis Gerbach holding. Wilkins just signed. 26-yard field goal makes it 17-0. The 49ers over the Cowboys with still over 10 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Well, the horse came to eat, and so did the 49ers. And they're ahead 17-0. In the first quarter, Wilkins set to kick it off.
I think that whole Dallas Cowboys sideline and this whole Dallas Cowboy crowd is in shock.
They should be. Wilkins' kick is a good one. Sails deep to Kevin Williams, who downs it in the end zone. It's 1st and 10, Cowboys from their own 20. John Blake over talking to Tony Tolbert and the rest of the defensive unit. 17-0 San Francisco. Texas Stadium with that famous hole in the roof, and a lot of shock coming out of that hole right now as it's 17-0 San Francisco. Here's Emmitt Smith. Emmitt for about 8, tripped up by Tim McDonald.
Yeah, that's the way to get him going. To me, Emmitt Smith is the heart and soul of this offense. And they got in behind Nate Newton. You see that big Nate Newton, the left guard. 2-1.
Emmitt got to about the 20, knocked backwards from there. Got to about the 30, beg your pardon.
Because I think one thing that Ernie Zampese, the offensive coordinator, has to remember is that even though they're down 17-0, there's still 9 minutes left in the first quarter.
So it happened so quickly.
Time is not of the essence here.
Not yet.
No, so you can just kind of run your offense, and you don't have to get into that, panic type of thing. You can just go out and play and get things rolling, because Cowboys haven't started anything rolling yet.
That's what you have to do. 3rd and very short. Darrell Johnson got across that yard line marker. That's as far as he had to get. So it's a first down.
And that's not easy yardage in there when you have Dana Stubblefield and Bryant Young. I think if there's any area where the 49ers defense is tough, it's right in this area, these two guys, because if you're going to run inside, you have to get them blocked.
Illegal formation called against Dallas. Stone, who comes in on short yardage situations, apparently didn't report correctly.
That's going to take that first down away, and instead of being 3rd and 1, it's going to be like 3rd and 6.
Bob McElwee. Third down now and about 5.5. They had the first down. It was called back. Aikman gets it to Novacek, who gets the first down this time. Ken Norton made the stop.
Yeah, it was interesting yesterday when Troy Aikman was talking about Jay Novacek, and and how much confidence he has in Jay Novacek. At one point, I think he got a little carried away. He says, when Jay Novacek retires, I don't want to play anymore. I'm going to retire.
Then he said, maybe I will.
Well, maybe he will, but I think that that's the kind, that you have a penalty, you need a first down. Who do you look for? Jay Novacek.
Aikman back to throw again. Gets it this time again to Novacek.
Watching Troy Aikman out there, Pat, he's not moving right.
No, he's not.
He did have that calf injury earlier, and then I think he hurt his knee in this game. We saw the shot where they were working on him with the knee brace. Whether it was that hit that Marquez Pope hit him on or not, I'm not sure, but he's not moving properly here.
The calf injury was on the right leg. Now this is the left knee, and you're right, he's not walking. like he normally does. 2nd and 5. Down goes Aikman, taken down by Dana Stubblefield. No, he's not moving right.
No, and if they don't start blocking Dana Stubblefield, in fact, he's having a hard time getting up right here. In fact, he's not going to get up right here. Troy Aikman is down. Here's Dana Stubblefield here, and he's the guy that has really given the Cowboys problems in the past. He starts out there on Nate Newton, and then he just throws Nate to the right side, and Troy Aikman was moving to that side, and Dana Stubblefield takes him down.
Remember, as John Madden said a moment ago, they were looking at Troy's left knee earlier.
You see right here, just getting it bent and just being taken down, and just all the pressure that a guy that big, like a 300-pounder like Dana Stubblefield, when he gets in this position, he gets up on top of you and then just drives down, then all that pressure goes to your legs. You see that on that one, he fell right on that knee that I think he hurt earlier.
Wade Wilson gets ready. 17-0 49ers. The stadium, a new quarterback for the Cowboys, the veteran Wade Wilson. Troy Aikman headed for the locker room.
It was that left knee. He got it hurt earlier, and then I think hurt again when Dana Stubblefield sacked him.
3rd and 13. Wilson gets it to Emmitt Smith. He will not get a first down. Tim McDonald again makes the stop.
It was the first play. Remember early in the game when Marquez Pope was a corner and he came in and he blitzed from the outside and he hits Troy Aikman? I think this is the first time he hit it. You see when the left knee went down right there. That was the first injury. And then right here when Dana Stubblefield sacks him, watch the knee right there. That was the one that got him out of the game.
John Jett to punt to John Taylor. Who's deep for the 49ers. Jett hangs a good one to Taylor at the 12. That's as far as John Taylor will get, to about the 17. Billy Davis. 49-yard punt by Jett. The 49ers take over. 17-0. They lead the Cowboys in the first quarter.
Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered.
First and 10, 49ers at their own 18. Gerbach back to throw it. Incomplete. A misread by somebody. Misconnection by somebody.
Well, I think Elvis Gerbach is going to think today that he's either going to have a guy open and he's going to throw it to him or he's going to throw it away. If you're going to try and throw it away, you have to throw it away well.
That one he did. Pump fake. Caught by Popson again. One of the two tight ends. 49ers using that formation a lot where they use two tight ends.
Boy, that's way too much time. I mean, he did a pump to the middle, a pump to the outside, and then a pump to the middle again. Now watch the protection here. Kirk Strafford blocking on Charles Haley, and he has help from Oates on the inside, and that's allowed Gerbach a two-pumper. And when you get a two-pumper, then that's good pass protection and poor pass rush.
3rd and short, 3 wide receivers. Derek Lavelle gets the San Francisco first down. Stopped by Scott Case, but they'll move the sticks. 4:40 left to play in the first quarter. 17-0.
You remember on Jerry Rice's touchdown pass, Deion Sanders wasn't on Rice, but he's been on Jerry Rice every play since.
I think that's wise, don't you?
Well, the first thing, see, and the 49ers are going to move Rice around too and put him in motion. I mean, they can't let him do it all the time.
This time he's not on Rice.
He's not on him here.
Derek Lavelle gets the carry. Robert Jones made the stop.
To the 37 before he is upended by Robert Jones.
See, now Deion Sanders is even going into the huddle. Usually when he just plays a right side or one guy, he doesn't even go into the huddle. But I think what the Cowboys are trying to do is mix it up a little. Sometimes he's playing right and left. Like now he's playing right side. See, he's just lining up there. Whoever comes out here, he'll line up on. Jerry Rice happens to come to his side.
He's just taking the wide side of the field. 2nd and 6. High in the direction of Brent Jones. Right now for a McDonald's game break. Let's return to Hollywood. James Brown.
All right, Pat, an update on Minnesota, Arizona. Fuad Reves from 43 yards out, and it is right down the pike. Vikings take a 3-0 lead. Under
6 left in the first quarter. And it's Smith looking on, as is Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin's up there. He wants to see this Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders matchup.
Gerbach has to take a timeout and strolls to the sideline.
Of course,
yards away.
Jerry Rice, I think there's a lot of great competitors. Young was the MVP in the National Football League last year, and right here on this field today, they're not all playing. Troy Aikman's in the locker room. We have some of the greatest players that ever played this game.
3rd and 6. Haley jumped. That won't be enough for a first down. Gerbach went with a long count. Bob McElwee is the referee.
Neutral zone infraction, number 94 defense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
There's President Bush.
A spectator.
Yeah, he has to be a Cowboy fan, huh? Here's one thing you like about President Bush. Always has that milk in his right hand, always ready to go. But he has to be in shock over this. I mean, he comes in.
I would think so, too.
Who would have thought? 17-0, he says.
It's milk in a beer glass. There's a message. 3rd and 1. That's Derek Lavelle. Adam Walker, who started at fullback, has a broken thumb, so the 49ers don't want to take too many chances with him handling the ball.
You talk about a guy who has stick-to-itiveness now. He's starting this game at fullback, like you say, with a broken thumb and a cast on that thumb.
Signed 10 times.
That is stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah. I think some luck involved, too.
Well, you know, I mean, he's always one of those guys that's always on the fence or the bubble, I guess.
Good on special teams. Here's Rice. Out of bounds, deep in Cowboy territory at their 30. Larry Brown was the nearest pursuer, but Jerry went out of bounds at the 30.
And again, they're getting Jerry Rice on a linebacker. That time it was Robert Jones. You watch here. Pretty good time. Just give him enough time just to get it off. And if you're going to get it off, then get it off to Jerry Rice. You see, they got him away by getting him in motion. Now right there, the closest guy is going to be Robert Jones, the middle linebacker. He gets by him, and then Elvis Gerbach hits him.
Jerry Rice has 2 catches for 101 yards and the 81-yard touchdown. That's Lavelle to about the 26.
They should have had a pass on that play, Pat. The Cowboy defense wasn't ready to play. Their secondary was running back and forth, and this is one of the things I think you get in this matchup defense that they're not used to, is you get confusion. And in that time, they had 4 guys who were running around not knowing where they were going.
That's the kind of balance you'd like to have. 7 rushes, 8 passes, or vice versa. Somewhere in that area.
That's the
There goes Haley again. And flags fall.
Charles Haley trying to get a jump.
False start, number 76, offense. 5 yards.
This is not against Haley, however.
No, that's
Stafford.
Kirk Strafford, the left tackle. You see, he moves. You see him move right there. Once they get set, they can't move. Charles Haley's smart enough to know that if he moves, he's going to make sure that official sees it, because he'll jump and say he brought me off.
2nd and 11. 3 wide receivers. J.J. Stokes. And the handoff is to Lavelle. Rice was matched up on Sanders, or vice versa.
You look at Jerry Rice, and you know, one of the things that he's always been better than anyone is this rack yardage, run after the catch. Look at that. He has 101 yards so far, and of course 91 of those are after the catch. And I don't think there's ever been anyone better at doing that.
They split Derek Lavelle. Rice out of the slot this time. at the 2. A fumble. And the scramble. They're saying he was down.
Jerry Rice is saying he was down. The official point said he was down. Well, I'll tell you, it all starts with pass protection, though, Pat. They're giving Elvis Gerbach way too much time. This is a zone defense. Rice working there against the zone. The first guy there is Brock Marion to make the tackle. Now, they said that he didn't fumble until he was down.
And that's a good call. He was down by contact. First and goal at the 2 for San Francisco. They lead 17-0 already.
Rice's big plays have been when Deion Sanders isn't covering.
Lavelle close, but not in.
And now Steve Young is talking into the headset of Elvis Gerbach. Of course, this is the 4th game that they've done it, so they have it down pretty well now. I think he's waiting for a play here. He's telling him he has 1 yard.
Texas Stadium.
It's just the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
It seems like we've played a whole game here.
San Francisco.
I couldn't believe I said, is that just the first quarter?
Well, they struck so quickly. Second and goal at the 1. They're about to strike again.
You know, the thing that's impressive is the offensive line of the 49ers have done a good job of giving Elvis Gerbach a lot of time. Not just a little time. They've given him a lot of time.
I think that's the key so far. That's Lavelle. No signal yet, except from Elvis Gerbach, who's signaling touchdown.
Yeah, this
Brett
is
Jones says it's about 6 inches.
This is a problem when you lose a William Floyd. Not only the runner, but the lead blocker. You know, they don't have a fullback on this team anymore, so you don't have that lead blocking fullback. And what they try and do is they try and put Ted Pops in there in the backfield, and you really don't have, you know, I mean, he's not a threat to carry the ball, and he's not really, you know, used to blocking from that position.
And you saw that effort, which was not successful. 3 wide receivers this time. Hand off to Derek Lavelle. Now they're signaling touchdown, and yes, it is. The 49ers 23-0 over the Cowboys.
And the 49ers have them on the run now.
On the ropes. And then run.
Yeah, they got the 3 wide receivers in there and spread them out. And then the Cowboys tried to again, make a defensive adjustment and substitution, and they had people running all over the place, and they didn't get set on defense. That's 2 times on this drive that the Cowboy defense wasn't set.
Wilkins for the extra point to make it, or to attempt to make it 24-0. And does. Just signed this week. 49ers 24, Dallas nothing.
Fox NFL's.
About the Cowboy defense, look, they got guys here, they got guys running in, and they never did get set. I mean, you see guys coming in, guys going out, guys on the 49er side, offside, and they really don't get up there and get set before the 49ers got that touchdown, and that's 2 times they got caught in that on that drive.
And so Wilkins kicks off again, 24-0, good kick. Kevin Williams going to bring it out of the end zone. They need to make something happen. Williams almost did. Out to the 42. Stopped by Dodge right now for a quick report. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
So I got to pick up Troy Aikman in the locker room where he had his shoulder pads off. He had just his pants on, and he also he took off his shoes. No definitive word, as I said, but it's looking like that he may not come back. Back to you.
Wade Wilson, the quarterback.
Wade Wilson, in the meantime, will carry the Cowboy responsibility along with Emmitt Smith. Emmitt gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a couple of yards. Ted Popson, problem with his shoulder pad.
Yeah, Pat, we were talking about how this game, the first quarter of this game, looked so much like last year's NFC Championship game. Remember that? The Cowboys had like 3 turnovers, and off those 3 turnovers, the 49ers got 21 points. Same thing today. They had 2 turnovers. off those 2 turnovers. The 49ers got 17 points. The first quarter of this game is a heck of a lot like that first quarter of the championship game.
2nd and 9. Wilson gets it to Darrell Johnston. Short pickup, maybe 5. Stopped by Tim McDonald. That we had.
Again, I think it was that first hit by Marquez Pope that got it started. Then Dana Stubblefield's sack that broke it up.
Wilson tried to throw, batted down. The Cowboys will have to punt again.
We look at it again. This is the first one. Here's Marquez Pope coming off that corner. Watch him hit Troy Aikman right there. See the left knee? Goes down. It looked like it buckled even before it hit. Here's the second one. Dana Stubblefield gets the sack. Now again, as it goes down, watch his left knee right there. I think those were the 2. The first one, I think, got him started because he was limping after that first one.
Well, they had him looking at it on the sideline.
And they had his pants down and working on his brace, and he was pointing to where it was hurt at that time.
John Jett to John Taylor. Signals fair catch into the end zone. The 49ers will start from the 20. Goal. The blockbuster video blimp and its crew to today's telecast. 1st and 10 for San Francisco at their own 20. Taylor in motion. Gerbach. Like he's trying to set up a screen. Finally threw it to Derek Lavelle. Right now for a McDonald's game break, James Brown in Hollywood.
All right, Pat, so you what's happening.
We're here, 24-0, San Francisco over Dallas. And we've just begun the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 10. Adam Walker gets the carry. Gets about 2.
The 49ers have Chris Dahlman in there, number 67, as a right guard. And you can see what they're going to do is they're taking Milstead and Dahlman, and they're just rotating them in there, working against these Cowboy defensive tackles. That's Dahlman there working against Russell Maryland, who was on a stunt. You see the guy, if you start to run, they're going to get that safety up there, and that's what the Cowboys did with Darren Woodson.
3rd and 8. Gerbach back to throw. Flag on the play. Cowboys had a blitz going. Bates was coming up the middle. Brent Jones, the intended receiver, but a penalty marker down.
Elvis Gerbach is up there with the officials saying it's holding on defense. He's trying to get one here because
Offside.
Defensive.
Number 21 defense lined up in the neutral zone.
Deion
5-yard
Sanders.
penalty, 3rd down.
You know, that won't be the first down. He was trying to get holding. He knew Deion did something wrong. But Deion gets up there in that man-to-man tight coverage, and sometimes he gets up so tight that he lines up in the neutral zone. As a split end, he can get on you tight. If you're the flanker and you're a little off, you can make him line up in the neutral zone.
3rd down, San Francisco. Gerbach back to throw it. Gets it outside to Derek Lavelle, and he'll get a 49er first down. Good throw by Elvis Gerbach. Larry Brown knocked him out of bounds.
This Cowboy defense has self-destructed a couple times on 3rd down penalties. There was one earlier where Charles Haley jumped off sides and gave him a 3rd and short. That one, Deion Sanders lined up off sides and then gave him an easier position to get a first down from. And again, when you have a young quarterback like Elvis Gerbach, a 3rd-year guy, the more things you give him, the more confidence you're giving him. And the Cowboy defense has given Elvis Gerbach a lot of confidence.
The more confidence he gets, the more trouble he's going to give you. Gerbach from behind. Charles Haley with an overhand left to Jesse Zapolo.
Charles was playing the whistle. Jesse Zapolo thought that he didn't have to throw him down that hard, but that's the official's fault. That's the official's fault. He should have blown the whistle. Here's Charles Haley here. Again, this is good coverage. See, Elvis Gerbach look to the right, look to the middle, look to the left, start to run. Charles Haley gets him here. Now the whistle should blow. You ought to blow the whistle now. If you don't blow the whistle, Charles Haley has to do what he did. I'll tell you, there's some intensity in this thing. Look at Jesse Sapola's eyes. These guys aren't messing around here today. They aren't coming out here to eat cupcakes.
He's not saying it's nice to see you. Gerbach for Rice, incomplete. Well covered. Deion Sanders right with him.
That's the one everyone was looking for. This is what you want to see. This is just man-to-man. There's no double coverage. There's no zone. There's no safety in the middle to help you. Jerry Rice gets a step on him, raises his hand, but there's no one with better catch-up speed in all of football than number 21. And he did that. I mean, Jerry Rice, when he raised the hand, he did have a step or two.
He was open then.
I know, but Deion Sanders made up that step or two, plus another step on that thing.
I wonder what kind of shape in compare. I know Jerry Rice is in great shape. Pass is complete. That won't be enough for a first down. Chris Thomas made the reception.
And Deion Sanders can't be in great shape. I mean, he had ankle surgery. He had a hamstring pull. But I'll tell you, when he went to the shelf to get all the parts, he got all the good parts.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he got all that, you know, all that stuff off the shelf that said speed, quickness, ability, agility, jump for the ball, all those things. He took that all off the shelf.
Kevin Williams back deep. Tommy Thompson to punt the first time today for the 49ers. We still have 10 minutes left to play in the first half.
And look at that score. Who would have thought that?
24-0. Thompson's kick is a rocket. Kevin Williams still on his feet. Out to the 30. Flag on the play.
I was going to say, with that much action and that many angles and this much intensity of this game, there has to be a flag on that kind of return. See Joe Avizano, the special teams coach of the Cowboys, arguing there. You know it's going to be against the Cowboys.
There's Joe.
Oh, now he's clapping.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
He started to argue, then he started to clap. So what? Maybe he talked him out of something.
Tripping, number 86 on the defense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down.
Shooting today for the most consecutive games with 100 yards receiving. Record he now shares with Hennigan and Grove. 8 Central on Fox. Wade Wilson back to throw. Zinovacek. Plummer made the stop on Jay.
Yeah, one thing the 49ers are going to do is check what kind of condition that Deion Sanders is in, because they think that he's not in great shape to play football, so they're just going to run him deep all day.
And you know this guy is in better shape than anybody, Jerry Rice.
Yeah, but on the one play that Deion had to check his shape when they threw that post to Jerry Rice, Deion made up some steps on him.
He closed in a hurry. This is Emmitt Smith. Emmitt. That'll be enough for a Cowboy first down. The first time they've been in San Francisco territory. Tim McDonald came up to make the stop.
Yeah, I think that Michael Irvin's starting to get a little frustrated here. Caught one pass, and that one pass he caught, he fumbled.
And the 49ers score. Wilson. To Emmitt Smith. To the 35. Again, that Aflac trivia. Our question is, who was the Houston quarterback? George Blanda. And those two Houston receivers set that record in 1961.
It's not amazing that George Blanda threw him. Now, George Blanda played for me for years, and there's nothing that George Blanda wasn't capable of.
Talk about your amazing athletes. Here's Emmitt Smith. To about the 41. That'll bring up third and about 4.
You know, one thing I always talk about this Cowboy offense is, you know, the triplets. That, you know, the Troy Aikman. Of course, Troy Aikman is out of the game now. Michael Irvin, he's only caught one pass. And then Emmitt Smith. And none of them have gotten started yet. I mean, Troy's not going to get started. And as we said, Michael Irvin has only caught one pass. And then Emmitt Smith has rushed 6 times for 18 yards. So the triplets have been kind of quiet today. It's not been their day.
The triplets are twins. Here's Wade Wilson back to throw. Throwing deep. And a flag on the play intended for Kevin Williams. Marquez Pope on the coverage. He's upset.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Marquez Pope just took an angle and he cut Kevin Williams off. That didn't look like pass interference from here.
I don't think that was catchable, do you?
No, but
Pass interference, number 23 defense, automatic first down.
Well, what we think doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't make any difference. But I thought Marquez Pope was playing very well today, and I thought he played this one well. Here they are down here, and you're going to see Marquez Pope is going to bump Williams, and then Kevin Williams is going to get beyond him, and then he just takes a position there. That is not pass interference.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, that is wrong. I mean, he has as much right to that position as a receiver does.
It's a Cowboy first down. Wilson to throw, swings it out to Emmitt Smith. Emmitt misses one man, makes another miss. Emmitt Smith out of bounds at about the 1. That's vintage number 22.
Yeah, you get a break. The Cowboys got a break on that interference. Then after you get a break, then you have to get the ball. You have to get the ball to Emmitt Smith. You have to get it to Michael Irvin. Here Wade Wilson just throws it out to Emmitt, and Emmitt Smith is the toughest guy to tackle in this league. And when he gets that thing going, he's going right for the end zone. He didn't get it in, but I'll guarantee you he's going to get it in on this next play, or at least he's going to get it this next play.
First and goal at the 1. Lee Woodall was the first 49er to face him, and Emmitt really juked him.
He made him just come up with air.
Yeah. Emmitt Smith, touchdown. Boniol for the extra point. Novacek is the holder. 24-7. The 49ers lead is cut. A shocking score to a lot of people. The 49ers 24, Dallas 7. 6.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Cowboys just scored. Emmitt Smith did. And Boniol to kick off. It's going to be Dexter Carter. Carter hit and knocked backwards and a flag on the play. Bjornsson down to make the hit. The backup tight end.
And who would have thought that he was a quarterback? He was a high school quarterback and a college quarterback.
Flags against San Francisco.
Now the momentum is starting to turn.
Illegal block in the back, number 43, and illegal block in the back, number 55. Will decline the penalty on number 43, accept the penalty on number 55. Half the distance, first down.
They back the 49ers up for that illegal block in the back, all the way to their 7, just outside the 7-yard line. Elvis Gerbach started and is still the 49er quarterback. Steve Young is dressed but on the sideline. Rice is the man in motion. Brent Jones made the catch at about the 10. The Cowboys are saying we got the ball.
You know, we were talking about momentum changing here.
Yep.
You can feel the momentum changing, and the fans can feel it. They're getting into the game now. I think it all started with that pass interference of Marquez Pope.
Well, they thought for a moment that the Cowboys had recovered a fumble here by Brent Jones, but they didn't. It's still San Francisco ball.
Brent Jones did fumble the ball.
Yes, he did.
You see it come out. It's still loose down there. The 49ers come up with it right there at the end.
So it's second down. That's Derek Lavelle to about the 12. Stopped by Chad Hennings. Brent Jones.
Hey, you see the ball knocked out there. See, here comes Jesse Sapolo. And right there was Chris Dahlman, number 67. I think Dahlman ended up with it. That's what those linemen have to do. You have to block and then get out in front and then just hustle and just be in a position to help with no matter what happens. The 49ers are going to have a tough time hearing now.
3rd and 5. So as a result, they'll have a tough time changing plays. Here's Gerbach back to throw. Comes out of the pocket. Elvis Gerbach gets the first down. Bad ankle and all.
He got the ankle last week. In fact, they didn't know if he'd be able to play this week. But he took off on this one. Again, the Cowboys don't think that he can run, so Tony, what adrenaline does. Adrenaline is an amazing thing.
It makes you heal and do things you wouldn't normally be able to do. Derek Lavelle gets the carry. Gets a couple. Tony Tolbert made the stop.
Something good to balance out those bad things that were happening to him.
2nd and 7. Dexter Carter split wide left. Pass caught by Brent Jones, and that's another first down. Scott Case made the stop.
You know, when we started this game back, you were talking about kind of a makeshift offensive line, but these guys have done a heck of a job in pass protecting today. I mean, they've given, in this first half, they've given Elvis Gerbach enough time to look a couple places to find his receivers. And I think they've done that the whole first half.
Rice comes wide right. Sanders with him. The pass comes again to Brent Jones, who stayed on his feet and spun for a couple more to about the 38.
Caught, and he took off up the sideline. He was surprised how fast he could run with that knee brace.
He's got 3 catches. Here's Lavelle. Stopped by Dixon Edwards this time. Michael Irvin.
I think Michael Irvin's starting to get frustrated.
Yeah. Only touchdown for the Cowboys. Jerry Rice has one. Merton Hanks has one. Derek Lavelle has one for San Francisco, plus a field goal by Wilkins.
And number 80 right here, Jerry Rice, could be another part of Michael Irvin's frustration.
Gerbach, did he call the timeout in time? Flags on the play. Top. A shocking score to most, I'm sure, at Texas Stadium. 24-7, San Francisco leading down. Elvis Gerbach to throw it. Intended for J.J. Stokes, or in that direction. No chance. He's well covered.
You know, the one thing, see, now here's Charles Haley over on the other side. He's going against Harris Barton. And one thing the 49ers know, any place that Charles Haley goes, you have to get help. Now he starts out and he comes on a stunt, and the guard is there to pick him up, and the center, Bart Oates, is just waiting for him to come on those inside pass rushes.
2nd and 10.
In fact, I think
they've done a good job. 2 tight ends. Gerbach back to throw it. Pass is caught by Stokes. And he's going to have a 49er first down. Brock Marion.
And the other
Larry
thing,
Brown.
the other thing they do, Pat, with Charles Haley is watch here how Brent Jones is just going to chop him. You see, they have 2 tight ends on him, and they just kind of chop him, and they're going to do every different kind of block to him that you can do.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Style Toyota Corolla. We're looking forward to tomorrow. And by Dockers Flat Front Khakis, proud makers of nice pants.
Texas Stadium, the home of the Cowboys. And it's not a very happy home right now as the 49ers lead it 24-7, and this is a good-looking drive. Gerbach again calls timeout.
You can't do it.
Can't do it.
No.
After the 2-minute warning, again he called a timeout.
Yeah, and then they said that he couldn't do it, and then they said that he could do it.
Why can't he do it?
Well, the rule that they had to say is that defensive thing. You can't take 2 timeouts for the kicker.
San Francisco, that is their last charged timeout.
Well,
you know that deal where
Yeah.
the frustration of the 49ers playing keep away against you. And I think that's what the feeling is right now, plus the frustration of your quarterback being in the clubhouse.
Gerbach to Rice. Out of bounds at about the 20. Again, he wasn't covered by Sanders, and he was coming out of the slot, crossing. 26-yard pickup.
This is the thing that the 49ers wanted to do. They wanted to move Jerry Rice, move him in motion, move him across there, and that's what he does. You know, I mean, they get him on those crossing patterns, and unless you're playing man-to-man, you have to pass him around and through zones, and that time he went right by Bill Bates.
Bates slipped as he was going by. Here's Gerbach to Lavelle, touchdown. Derek Lavelle from Gerbach.
Oh, they ought to be caught in one of those zone blitzes, Pat. The closest guy was Tony Tolbert, the defensive end.
19-yard touchdown pass from Elvis Gerbach to Derek Lavelle.
They've been hearing so much about they don't have a running game. They miss Ricky Waters. They have this. I'll tell you, this is one happy guy here, Derek Lavelle. But the closest guy to him was the defensive end, Tony Tolbert. That's mixing your coverages up way too much.
Jeff Wilkins' extra point was good.
That just Lavelle just runs that pattern out of the backfield. And the reason you say, well, where is the closest guy to him? Well, the closest guy to him was down in a three-point stance.
31-7, the score in the championship game when San Francisco beat Dallas last year was 31-14 at the half. If you
misses him. Now, once he misses him, he can't catch him.
And you can't cover it like that.
No, I mean, you try and blitz and you take some chances, but they hit him right where they were. Now, here's Tolbert here. He's going to come. Here's Lavelle here. Once Lavelle gets by here, he goes right up the middle. And you see, you take some chances because you're blitzing. You blitz all your linebackers, so therefore one of your defensive linemen in this scheme has to become a linebacker. And that was Tony Tolbert.
On the kickoff back inside the 10, and they took it all the way for the score. Kevin Williams will return the kick. Kevin Williams taken down at about the 36, almost broke it. Drakeford made the stop. Next week, it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader beginning with a crucial NFC West matchup as the Rams take on the Falcons. And the Cowboys battle the Raiders in a possible Super Bowl preview. 49ers might have something to say about that. It all begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. They might be just recovered.
Tell you, when you start getting some touchdowns, you're ahead 31-7. You can shut a lot of them up.
Wade Wilson going deep for Kevin Williams, incomplete. Wilson the quarterback because Aikman left with a bruised left knee.
And this is a tough job for Wade Wilson because one thing with the Cowboys and Ernie Zampese's philosophy has always been that the starting quarterback gets all the plays in practice. So therefore that's good for the starting quarterback like Troy Aikman, but it also means that you really need an experienced backup because he doesn't get any of the offensive reps in practice during the week.
Ernie Zampese. Wade Wilson, though a veteran, if anyone can handle it, he should be able to. He has time. Gets it to Darrell Johnson to the 48. Wilson is 6 out of 8 since he replaced Aikman.
And if you're going to do that, that's why you like that veteran like Wade Wilson, 11-year veteran.
With the 49ers leading 31-7. Wade Wilson, the quarterback. For Kevin Williams. Incomplete.
Marquez Pope was telling that official on that sideline, that's the same thing I did before. How come you called it before and put the ball down there and led to a touchdown for him?
This is more nearly interference than the other one.
Yeah, but he's just going for position there. Again, he's trying to cut Kevin Williams off. And that's what he did that time, and that's what he did the time before.
Deion Sanders joins the offensive group now. And goes wide right.
Well, Deion Sanders, I heard him ask Ernie Zampese yesterday. He said his daughter wanted him to run a deep one.
Wade Wilson dumps it out to Emmitt Smith. Emmitt ducks under for close to first down yardage. Under Tim McDonald.
Gary Plummer was saying yesterday that when the Cowboys put Dion in on offense, that the 49ers ought to put Jerry Rice in on defense and let him cover him.
Wilson takes a timeout, the Cowboys timeout. They have 2 left.
Running that crossing pattern.
You got to get close to him to give him a shot.
I think he made Bates slip.
Here's Wilson, sacked around the corner. Ricky Jackson.
Yeah, there's a guy who's really come to life the last month of the season. He's already had an interception in this game, and you're going to see him from up here on top. Now he's going against Eric Williams. Now watch him. He just stops. He just runs right around Eric Williams and gets a sack.
2nd and 15. The Cowboys go in a hurry. Wilson. Novacek. Complete.
Pass complete.
Picked up 10. Tim McDonald again made the stop. Clock running. 3rd and 5. They need a first. And then a timeout. Whistles all over the field. And markers all over the field. It's been a quiet first half for Michael Irvin.
Yeah, and
Prior to the snap, number 84, offense.
but Marquez Pope and Eric Davis on the other side have been playing excellent. I mean, they haven't let those wide receivers get open today.
10 seconds remaining in the first half.
11 seconds left to play in the first half. 4th and 11, Dallas. They drop a lineman out on defense. Wilson going deep. It's going to be a jump ball. Merton Hanks comes up with it.
You see that dance? Remember where he learned that? Watching Sesame Street with his daughter.
That's the end of the first half with the score. The San Francisco, well, here's the last play, the alley-oop play.
And I think there's still 1 second left.
Maybe.
Because there'll be an automatic time at change of possession. So the 49ers are going to get 1 play.
Merton Hanks with the 2nd interception of the day. 1 second left.
These fans above that 1 second left are in shock. They don't know what to do. They know one thing don't do, don't go home.
Right.
Talk about a guy in shock. How about the Cowboy head coach right now? He's
Barry
saying,
Switzer. How about a guy running over with confidence at the moment, Elvis Gerbach, who's done one heck of a job. 30. Emmett Smith to the 40. Dragged down inside the 49er 30 at the 38. 37. Tim McDonald finally got him down.
Here we're talking about things that they have to do. One thing they have to do is they have to get the ball to Emmitt Smith. That offensive line has to start to exert itself, and they have to change momentum. And this is the perfect way to start it. They got a good kickoff return. Boom, just give it to Emmitt. Just let that offensive line get into the game and get into their rhythm.
31 yards for Emmitt Smith. And again, the handoff to Smith. And again, he flashes into the secondary inside the 20, inside the 15, out of bounds. At about the 12 and a half. Eric Davis got him out of bounds.
And one thing the 49ers have to watch out, that they didn't celebrate a win at halftime.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I've coached and had that happen before. You know, you always worry about that you go in at halftime with a big lead and they start celebrating because you got another half to play, and they can do the same thing in the second half that you did to them in the first half.
First down, Cowboys down at the 12-yard line. 2 runs by Emmitt Smith.
You know, the Cowboys only had 19 yards rushing in the first half.
He's more than triple that in 2 carries here in the second half. He got another one. Down to about the 11. That's a couple. 31-7, San Francisco leading Dallas.
That's probably what they talked about at halftime, is that, you know, we're not playing ball control football. We're not playing Cowboy football. We're not getting the ball to Emmitt Smith. We're not doing the tough things that we're capable of. We're not getting our offensive line in this game. And if we have the best offensive line in football, the best running back in football, we have to use them.
One of the best wide receivers in football. The only thing missing is our quarterback, Troy Aikman, who left after early in the first quarter, replaced by Wade Wilson. Wilson fakes. Fired Novacek out of bounds just inside the 9. Big third down coming up. Ken Norton took Novacek out of bounds.
And I think that other thing that you talk about is what they have to do is get the ball to Michael Irvin. I think they're trying here. Jay Novacek is a short guy. You can see the deep guy in behind him is Michael Irvin there.
Yep.
Now, there was good coverage on Michael Irvin, and Wade Wilson had to go to Jay Novacek.
Well, it's pretty obvious that the 49ers, part of their game plan coming in was to take Michael Irvin out of the offense, and they've done a good job. Caught one pass.
They have done that. The other thing is the Cowboys are only 1 out of 5 in these third down conversions.
3 wide receivers this time. Wilson to throw it. Handed Novacek, covered again by Norton, incomplete.
You know, again, I think that they had to be trying to get to Michael Irvin because he's the guy deep. Jay Novacek, even if he caught that ball, it wouldn't have been a first down. You see, Eric Davis is on Irvin here. Eric Davis is underneath him. If he throws that ball to Michael Irvin, Eric Davis is there to catch it.
That's good coverage. Boniol will try with Novacek holding a field goal from 27 yards out, 26 maybe. Boniol's kick is good from 26 yards officially, and it's 31-10. 12:07 left to play in the third quarter. The 49ers leading 31-10. Back inside Texas Stadium. Boniol to kick it off. 31-10 is the 49er lead. Dexter Carter deep at the 2. Carter take it down at about the 18. Where the 49ers will get their first chance with the ball. Let's quickly send you down to Pam Oliver.
Well, Pat, I talked to Barry Switzer at halftime. He said he could not believe the way his ball club came out to start the first half. He said it was like deja vu all over again. But he implored his troops at halftime not to panic, just to play within themselves. We heard comments from Eric Williams like, "We have got to see what we're made of." Back to you.
All right, Pam, first down. 49ers at their own 19. Elvis Gerbach, the quarterback, fades the throw. Throws complete to Brent Jones.
You know, when you defend the 49er offense, and especially with Steve Young, you know, when he was in there and before that with Joe Montana, everyone felt, and the Cowboys felt too, that you have to defend that 10-yard box. You know, that most of the things in the passing game that happen are from the line of scrimmage 10 yards deep, but all the way across the field. And in the first half, that's really what they've been doing. And now starting this half, that's what they're doing.
And Jerry Rice turned an 8-yard pass into something big. This is Derek LaVille. Forced wide right.
Now, if we look at the first half, here they completed this. The big one was Jerry Rice and his run after the catch.
That was over 70 yards. 8-yard pass, 81-yard touchdown. Gerbach to throw it again. The Cowboys blitz. Gerbach incomplete. Flag on the play from the sideline.
See, that's what they do is they throw in that 10-yard area and then they look for the rack. They look for the guy to catch that ball, catch it on the run, and keep going.
Defense.
Holding called against Robert Jones.
Automatic first down.
Automatic first down, as you heard.
10-yard penalty. Repeat the first down.
Still first down.
Yeah, if you look at the 49er passing, and we know that they don't throw a lot to the outside, 1 out of that 10-yard box.
First and 20. 2 tight ends for the 49ers. J.J. Stokes moves wide left. Rice is to the right, covered by Sanders. Lavelle makes the catch, knocked out of bounds by Dixon Edwards.
How would you like to be Kirk Strafford? You're out there blocking, and a guy throws a flag, and then he throws it right in your mouth.
Speaking of flags, there's another one on the last play.
But I mean, they ought to have more respect for guys tackling. I mean, Steve Wallace is
Well, you didn't
out.
mean to do it.
You're starting for Wallace, and the guy throws his flag right in your mouth. Look at that thing. I mean, how'd you like to have that thing stuck in your mouth? I mean, where'd that thing come from?
I don't believe there's enough room.
Well, you got a face mask in there to help the stick, too. Yeah, and it wasn't a short throw either. Watch how long that thing came. I counted that like 5 or 6 yards, that throw.
In the meantime, there was another flag on the last play against Dallas. This is Chris Thomas with the reception, and he'll have another 49er first down.
Pass complete to
Scott Case finally knocked him out of bounds.
You know, the thing is about the 49ers is the minute that the Cowboys start coming back, the 49ers have their own momentum.
That's Harris Barton.
He was blocking.
Caught on his left knee. 31-10 49ers over Dallas. And 31-10 49ers lead it. They have the ball at midfield. 3 wide receivers, 1st and 10. J.J. Stokes, covered by Darren Woodson.
Yeah, this is a guy that the 49ers really have to get involved in their offense. Their #1 draft choice, and you know, when they moved up to get him, he was a guy that eventually will take John Taylor's place. But I think until he takes John Taylor's place, I think he has to take Ricky Waters' place. I think as William Floyd, you know, he has to take some of William Floyd, and that's the way you do it. You just don't go out and get another fullback or another guy. You take the stuff you have and make them make up for it.
Those are big shoulders. Here's Gerback. Incomplete. Larry Brown had a shot at it. Thought he should have had an interception. Intended again for Stokes.
Now that's what happens when you're throwing to a rookie and a young quarterback. He looked all the way at him, and Larry Brown was looking, and he was watching him all the way, and he got a real good jump on that. You see what happens is Stokes just kind of sits there and waits for it. Larry Brown was looking all the way, and when Gerbach looked at him, and when Stokes didn't work back towards the ball, Brown almost had an interception.
3rd and 1, Lavelle. Haley dived, missed. Sanders over to stop him short of the first down.
Yeah, you know, the thing they always say about Deion Sanders is that he doesn't tackle, but that's a bunch of baloney. He doesn't miss tackles. I mean, he's not in on a lot of tackles because he covers man-to-man, but he is a physical player. Now watch him come up here right there and knock Derek Lavelle out of bounds before he can get a first down. I mean, that doesn't look like much, but instead of the 49ers keeping the ball, they now have to punt because of that play.
He doesn't have to tackle that often. 49ers will punt. Tommy Thompson back deep. Kevin Williams back deep for Dallas. Very important drive coming up for them. They tried to block it. Thompson went down, but no flag. Fair catch by Williams at about the 17. Thompson tried to make as if he were run into. Deion Sanders heads over for a rest. And it remains 31-10 San Francisco. First and 10, Wade Wilson, number 11, remains the Dallas quarterback. Fires upfield, pass picked off, I believe, by McDonald. Nope.
Hey,
Wilson's hurt.
Yeah, because Eric Davis came on a cornerback blitz. It was the same thing that got Troy Aikman. Marquez Pope got him. Watch Eric Davis. He's going to come from the outside. Here he is, number 25, right there, coming from the corner. They don't see him. Wade Wilson doesn't see him.
This was not an interception, by the way. The officials ruled that the ball had hit the ground, but Wilson is still on the ground.
Yeah, because he doesn't see Eric Davis come at all. He doesn't even feel him. And that just flops him right to the turf. That was the same thing that got Troy Aikman. Remember the first play when Marquez Pope came.
And Jason Garrett gets ready. Oh, we were thinking earlier when the game began it would be Steve Young who'd be the emergency quarterback. Now it's Dallas down to their third quarterback, Jason Garrett.
Right, Wade Wilson has to go out now because when the trainers come out, Troy Aikman was injured early in the first half, and he's still in the locker room right now. Didn't come back out, isn't going to play in this game, of course. And
Wade Wilson back in at quarterback, hands off to Emmitt Smith. Again, you saw Jason Garrett come in at quarterback, and John, exactly as your understanding of what happened.
Well, the officials went over and told the Cowboys that if they take a timeout, that Wade Wilson can then stay in the game, because like I said earlier, when the trainers come out, the player has to go out. But if they take a timeout, then he can stay in. So the officials went in and said, if you don't take a timeout now, you can't bring Wade Wilson back into the game. Now, I'm surprised that they did that.
Yeah, I am too.
I would think that the club should know that anyway.
That's Marcus Pope over in front of the Dallas bench. And now the 49er medical staff over.
Well, he's a very physical player, and since that time they've let him play physically.
Third and 1. Emmitt Smith, and I don't know if he got it or not. Gary Plummer up to make the stop. We might have a measurement. I'm sure we'll have a measurement on this one.
Yeah, they have to get the ball, though, to put it down to get it measured. I don't know how they do that. The ball went flying about 10 yards the other way. Bob Mackel was saying that he wants a timeout for a measurement. But those two defensive tackles, you punt.
But they're going for it.
I mean, you can just roll the whole dice right here on this play, the whole game.
Clock running, 7:45 left in the third. Smith is deep. The handoff is to Emmitt Smith, and he got the first down. For McDonald's game break, let's again return to our studios in Hollywood. James Brown. 7:10 left to play in the third quarter. 49ers jumped on top early, and they've stayed there. Wilson back to throw it. Incomplete. Intended for Novacek. Budweiser game summary: turnovers, the 49ers none, Dallas 3. John, you said at the beginning of the game that was a key. Sent 10 touchdown. 2nd and 10. Smith hurdles for the first down.
Yeah, we saw Marquez Pope go out, Pat, a couple of plays ago, and they say from the sideline that he has a cramp and that he should return.
Tyrone Drakeford has taken his place. Have any cramps? 1st and 10. Emmitt Smith got the first down. Here's Wade Wilson back to throw it. Pass is caught by Kevin Williams.
I think it's about time. I think that's only the second pass caught by a Cowboy wide receiver today. You wonder, why they haven't gotten to this. The other thing you wonder is what was wrong with Wade Wilson that he had to go out of the game to bring Garrett in and then come back when they told him if you go out you can't play anymore, and now he's all right.
Must have had the wind knocked out of him.
It was Nate Newton there. Good pickup on that stunt.
1st and 10. Wilson. Novacek. Out of bounds. Dallas first down. Tyrone Drakeford made the stop. They're going to work on the absence of Marquez Pope.
Yeah, well, they finally found something that they can work on. They know that they can get the ball Emmitt Smith eventually if they can get their passing game going. But to get the passing game going, they have to get the ball to the outside. You just can't keep everything inside. You see Jay Novacek that time get to the outside. Williams caught one to the outside. You got to lengthen and widen the field and make them defend the whole field.
First, Novacek on the move. Fake to Smith. Wilson steps up into the pocket. Now he's going to take off with it. Wade Wilson banged out of bounds at the 25. Hit by Drakeford.
I think anytime fans see a quarterback hit, they all think, oh, you ought to throw a flag. But once a quarterback gets out of this area and he starts to do this, he's now just like a running back. He's not a quarterback anymore. He's running with the football, and he's going to get hit like a running back, and that's a good, clean hit. Just knocked out of bounds. No, but quarterbacks don't handle it quite as well as running backs do.
They don't fall as often.
No, I mean, the ball goes flying one way, their helmet comes flying, the straps, their legs go flopping.
2nd and 3. Emmitt Smith didn't quite get the first, about a yard shy. Taken out of bounds by Merton Hanks.
Yeah,
Woodall, excuse me.
Yeah, we talked about the inside of this 49er defense being so strong that Emmitt Smith is having to take his runs to the outside, and that's unlike the Cowboys and Emmitt Smith. Most of Emmitt Smith's yards will be between the tackles, but those between the tackle defense of the 49ers has been so strong today that Emmitt Smith is now trying to get outside that area.
3rd and 1. Here's Emmitt Smith. Cuts it up to the 20 for the Dallas first down.
Barry Switzer is still shaking his head.
Yeah.
He's figuring what the heck happened. But I think to me, if I were Barry Switzer, you know, being down 31-10 is a concern. Your team being flat is a concern. Michael Irvin not getting the ball is a concern. But his biggest concern.
Replaced by Wade Wilson. First down, Wilson back to throw. Intended for Novacek, incomplete.
That was almost intercepted by Ken Norton Jr. Talking about that, I saw him earlier. His dad was here, Ken Norton Sr. Champ. In fact, there he is right there. Remember Ken Norton?
Oh, sure.
He fought Muhammad Ali. Won the championship. He and Ken Norton Jr. were kind of separated for a while, and last few months they've been brought back together. That's great.
Emmitt Smith again. Hit hard by Gary Plummer. Knocked backwards. Emmitt Smith's 17th carry of the game. He has 98 yards.
Yeah, and that's part of that inside run we were talking about. There's Plummer in there, and there's Norton in there, and there's Bryant Young in there, Dana Stubblefield. You know, we're talking about this group, you know, this group right here and how tough they are in this area. You know, that they just don't give them anything to run. You know, that the tackles take care of that area. The linebackers take care of any area that the tackles don't take care of. The tackles go in one gap, the linebackers take the other gap.
3rd and 9. Blitz coming. Wilson dumped it quickly. Didn't get it over the offensive or defensive lineman.
Again, the fans are booing now. It's that 3rd down stuff. I mean, the Cowboys are moving and they're moving and they're moving, but they just can't get the ball, keep it going, and get a score.
Bonio on for a field goal attempt. 31-10. This would make it 31-13. 37-yard field goal attempt by Bonio. And he's good. 31-13.
¡Bravo!
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 ¡Felicidades!
¡Ganador!
Ganó
Oye, 10,000 nuevos pesos.
y ganó los 7,000 de hoy.
Entonces, en total son
17,000 nuevos pesos.
Felicidades.
Ganó hoy la señora. El señor Jesús Castillo de Chihuahua. 17 nuevos. Son 30 personas del jurado. La interventora de gobernación da fe. Hoy ganó el mismo.
Todo muy justo, no hay mano negra, no hay nada.
No, no, no. Por eso tenemos un jurado de la comunidad. Yo quiero entregarles a ustedes.
De hecho,
Y los tirantes.
Para que les pongamos la
Para que se
camiseta.
pongan la camiseta de cámara infragante.
Ay,
Lo mismo el
mira.
ganador del mes recibe su Oscarito.
miren esto, por favor. Tómenlo.
Gracias.
We'd like to say thank you to the Blockbuster Video Blimp for providing Fox Sports with these beautiful aerial views for today's event.
One thing, they can always find it. I think they're using this stadium for a vector point now for the airport, aren't they? Or they're going to,
They're going to, yes.
Well, then the blip ought to be able to use it as a vector point for a game.
Dexter Carter out to about the 30 where the 49ers take over.
Well, Boy, there's some hitting going on down there, huh? Look at that. I mean, guys are hitting and hitting each other, hitting the other guys, and hitting themselves when it's all over. Beats them on the field, they're still the champion.
Right now, they lead it 31-13. Derek Lavelle straight ahead. Wrapped up by Russell Maryland and Brock Marion. It was fine to be waiting for it. One of the outstanding offensive linemen in the NFL, Nate Newton. Fine to be waiting for it, but when your opponent's injured and just hurt a bit, you never really know what to expect.
Yeah, that's when you have to watch out.
Yep.
Because the 49ers came in here, and because they were so banged up, there was a lot of pressure.
Here's Lavelle again. Not enough for the first down, and a flag on the play.
But I still think the big thing is losing Troy Aikman, who coming into today I thought was the best quarterback this year in the NFL. I mean, he was in one of those grooves or zones or whatever you call it that he really had everything going.
Holding number 27.
This is holding against Adam
10
Walker.
yards, second down.
We're all Adam Walker. I'll guarantee you one thing about Adam Walker. He didn't hold with his left hand. If you look at that cast, there's no way he held with that. So if he held him, he ought to show the officials that cast. If he held him and had a bit in the middle, I think he's right here. You're going to say it. It can't be the left hand.
It is.
Nah, yeah, but that's not a hold, though. It can't be a hold. I mean, he just threw an arm out there. No, they couldn't.
Rushed by Hennings. And Maryland, the two defensive tackles. Tony Tolbert also on the ground in the area.
Yeah, they get too excited now. They should have been doing that all day. I mean, you got to get that pocket and push it up. And earlier in that first half, they gave that middle there, Chad Hennings there, they gave Elvis Gerbach way too much time to pass and way too much area to step up in.
And he had a lot of time to check all the receivers. 3rd and 18. Gerbach. Incomplete. J.J. Stokes got tangled up with Larry Brown and Scott Case. That had no chance.
And Deion Sanders was over here covering Jerry Rice, and Deion Sanders is talking to the 49ers on the sideline, or they're all talking to him. This is a matchup here. You see Deion Sanders miss Jerry Rice, but he has so much speed that he can miss him, and then catch up with him. Jerry Rice is upset because when he got by him, he wants the ball. He says, if I'm going to have a matchup with this guy and I get a step or two and get the ball out there to me, I'll get it.
Tommy Thompson back to punt for San Francisco. Kevin Williams deep for Dallas. High kick. This one can't be returned. Signals fair catch, makes it at about the 46. So the Cowboys will take over as far as the field is concerned in pretty good shape.
I think the Cowboys may have had a trick play, Pat, because Deion Sanders was in on the punt return. And he was over here as a right wing and in there to do something. He wasn't in there to block.
Wade Wilson. 1st and 10 Dallas at their own 47. Wilson back to throw. Pass is picked off by Woodall. Lee Woodall gets the interception. The ball was bounced off the hands of Jay Novacek. And so the 49ers have it in good shape.
Jay Novacek looked funny on that play, Pat. It looked like he's right here. It looked like he relaxed or something before the ball got there, or just as the ball got there. Oh, I see relaxed back. He was knocked down.
Yeah.
Well, he was pushed and then he fell. Watch him see, he's pushing, he's just slipping there, and he just got one hand on it, and that knocked the ball right out to Lee Woodall. See, the ball's there, and then he's as he's falling down, he just tips it out.
So Woodall's interception gives the 49ers a 1st and 10 at their own 48. And again, they'll try to run out the clock with Derek Lavelle. Not much. Turnovers, you talked about it in the beginning. We talked about it. Everyone's talked about it. The turnovers in the championship game when Dallas says we were the better team. turnovers again have played the key factor.
Well, when your quarterback is out and he's the MVP and he's your best quarterback and your best runner, someone else has to step up, and that someone else is the defense.
You get better.
You know, one of the things, if you come to Gladiator Arena, if you agree to compete on this show, you can't be shy, you can't be retiring. And I think your aggressive nature helped you in this event.
Definitely, and you can't think about injuries, and when you have a gladiator chasing you, you're going. I'm running.
How tough is this event? Well, I want to show the assault. That's from one of the tennis balls.
Where's she at?
Se fue a anidar hasta el fondo de las redes, empujado por la pierna derecha de Misael Espinosa.
Muy vivo, Misael Espinosa patea ese balón ahí como quiere, como viene, sin pensar que puede anotar un gol, pero así es la suerte, amigos. Estaba adelantado Roberto Dante Siboldi y en el pecado llevó la penitencia, la pelota angustiosa y dramáticamente.
The best. 17-0 San Francisco in the first quarter. Dallas finally got on the scoreboard in the second, but so did San Francisco with 14 more. 31-13. Second down and 9. Elvis Gerbach under pressure. Throws a shovel pass to Adam Walker, who hands it.
I think he just threw that left hand to get rid of it. What he was trying to do, I think, was to get to Jerry Rice out here on Deion Sanders. He's laughing. He was. And then that didn't happen. He didn't have anything out there, so then he had a scramble. And you see in the scramble, he just puts it in his left hand, and he throws it out to Adam Walker. Now, that is a play. A right-handed quarterback throwing the ball with his left hand to a guy with a broken thumb and a cast on his hand.
Third and 5.
Just got well for holding, for a completion.
3rd and 5. 6 out of 10 on 3rd down. Cowboys blitz. Incomplete. Chris Thomas, the intended receiver. And so the 49ers will have to punt.
Here again, Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders, and you see how physical Deion Sanders is every play. He goes for the shoulders, and a lot of times he ends up in the face, the neck, or the head, or the eyes. But he and Jerry Rice have been having a very, very physical battle for a cornerback and a wide receiver. That's about as physical as it can get out there.
Kevin Williams back deep for the Cowboys. Snap. Still got it off. It's a good kick. Bouncing inside the 10, what looked like disaster turns out to be a break for San Francisco. Great play by Tommy Thompson, the punter.
Tommy Thompson's a hero on that. That was a bad snap. That snap came out at 12 o'clock. He
was lucky to get this off.
Whoa! That went right out of the picture.
And he got off a good kick.
Ford.
31-13 as the sun starts to set on the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas ball inside their own 10 at the 9. 1st and 10. Wade Wilson, the quarterback. Emmitt Smith gets the carry and gets maybe a yard.
Emmitt Smith is getting his carries, but Michael Irvin sure isn't getting his catches. If we look at this, Jerry Rice has caught 4 passes today, 155 yards and 1 touchdown. Michael Irvin has only caught 1 ball all day for 9 yards, and at the end of that 9 yards, he fumbled that 1 pass he caught. So this has been a nightmare game for Michael Irvin.
Not only did he fumble it, but Burton Hanks picked it up and scored a touchdown for San Francisco. Still 2nd and 9. Wilson. Down is Wade Wilson. Hit by Alfred Williams. Ball came loose, but he was down.
Alfred Williams almost took that whole thing in. Alfred Williams is here. He's going to come from that outside. You see they're overloaded to that side. He starts outside, and then he comes up inside. Larry Allen didn't get off that, and I don't know that that wasn't a fumble. Because what? I mean, he's just hit, and that ball goes out of there. It looks like the ball went out before he was down. You see the stunt coming. Here comes Williams up the middle. Maybe it didn't go out until he got down or the whistle blew.
3rd and 15. Espinosa throws it out of the end zone. Emmitt Smith runs out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Right now for a McDonald's game break. 11. Dexter Carter back deep for San Francisco. John Jett will be punting out of the end zone. This one can be returned. Dexter Carter inside the 30 to about the 28. Jim Schwantz made the stop. But the 49ers take over in Dallas territory at their 28. They lead it 31-13. As the Cowboys have lost the 10th game of the year. 9 straight years. Ted Popson makes the reception, gets down inside the 20 to about the 18, near a first down.
Now the 49ers are starting to use some of that 49er offense so that Steve Young plays, that bootleg that he runs so well. But when Steve Young is in there, you know, the bootleg is to the left. That time Elvis Gerbach took the bootleg to the right. In fact, that's what they do. That's how they change the game plan, that play passes for Steve Young and bootlegs are usually to the left, and for Gerbach, the play passes and the bootlegs are usually to the right.
There's a player down, I think, on the near sideline.
Steve Young is starting to look more and more like a coach, isn't he? Even when he talks to Elvis Gerbach, you see how he
doesn't want to
crosses his arms. Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. See, with that arms crossed, because Steve Young tried it on Wednesday and then couldn't take practice on Thursday, so he knew then. And I think that's very, very important in a quarterback's preparation.
More so.
Someone to coach those guys all the time.
This is Derek Lavelle left side on first down. Well, and you almost know with the length of the season now and the athletic ability of the players that your starting quarterback is going to miss some plays.
Yeah, and then in the way the football is today, you have, you know, so many situations you have to practice that the starting quarterback gets all the practice plays.
2nd and 7. Dexter Carter split wide to the left. Lavelle in motion. Gerbach. Outside Rice. Rice gets a 49er first down out of bounds at about the 6.
They're still working on Darren Woodson's shoulder there. Well, a lot of times that happens where you get your arm out and someone runs into your arm and it goes to your shoulder. They're checking to see how. That's not bad. If you can lift it.
Surgery in the off season so far apparently hasn't given him problems. 3rd and 1. Gerbach. Lavelle. Should be enough for the first.
You know, I don't think you can give enough credit to this 49er offensive line, because we talked about this. Not only the run block him, you watch him, you know, here everything is going to come to this right side, and you see him start off with a good double team, a good lead block, and that's all you need to get a first down on short yardage. But I think this offensive line in the first half, you know, when Gerbach needed some confidence, needed some time, this offensive line gave it to him. And that's when I think they won the game.
1st and goal at the 5. 3 wide receivers.
California, it takes me about...
On the bus.
Yeah, on the bus, about 30 hours.
Why don't you try the blimp?
I bet I could beat the blimp. I wouldn't mind. I'm going from here to California after the game. Right out Highway 20, then right out 10. And if they want to race, I'll give them a race. Blockbuster, just get above me and follow me.
You're on. I've already got word. You're on.
They're on?
Yeah.
Okay, get that thing warmed up. Keep it in the air. We'll be on the ground. We'll see you.
Why don't you go on the blimp?
No, I'd never do that. You're crazy.
Here's Gerbach. And they're saying he did not get in. The pass was complete to Ted Popson.
Oh, and Elvis Gerbach wanted a touchdown there. That was that bootleg again.
Yep.
We talked about how the 49ers run that so much with Steve Young to the left. Watch the bootleg here. You fake to the backs to the right, to the left, then you come out to the right Throw the ball to Pops in here now. Again, did the ball break the plane? Nope, he was down before the ball got there. That was right.
About the 1 foot line.
Yep, you see when the knee goes down where the ball is. Oops, I missed that one. That's where the ball is when the knee goes down.
Quarterback sneak. Touchdown. 38-13. If they kick the extra point. The way things have gone, you got to figure they will.
Yep, and this is these guys on this sideline know it. This is the 3rd time in a row. You know, this isn't. I think this is the biggest shock, though. When the 49ers beat them in regular season last year, beat them in the championship game last year. I think the Cowboys thought they were going to win those. Were disappointed they didn't. But I think they felt real confident about this one.
In both those games, this year will show them we were the better team.
Yeah, but you got to do it on the field, and they haven't done that yet.
Play. Gets it out to about the 30. 38-13 San Francisco. 8.5 minutes still left to play.
You just have to think the job that these 49ers did. I mean, after losing to New Orleans and Carolina Panthers back-to-back, and everyone being down on them and having to come in here and play the Cowboys, and no one gave them much of a chance.
No.
I'll tell you, they brought a lot of fight in here today.
They sure did.
I mean, on all sides of the ball. I mean, it's not only an offensive thing and a Jerry Rice and a Gerbach, but a defensive thing, special teams.
Wade Wilson gets it out to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt just strolls out of bounds. Right now, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
All right, Pat, Buddy's Cardinals have bounced.
Emmitt Smith. Wade Wilson back to throw. Michael Irvin made the reception, his 2nd catch all day long.
And I think the two groups we talked about, the offensive line of the 49ers, I think that really helped start the thing. And then this defensive secondary of the 49ers, especially the 2 corners, Marquez Pope and Eric Davis, I think they played an excellent game today.
Everybody on that defensive unit played an excellent game. The 3 linebackers, the 4 up front, and those who replaced them, everybody.
But when Michael Irvin only catches 1 pass up until 8 minutes left to go in the game, he did a heck of a job.
Eric Bjornsson makes the catch. That last surge got him close to a first down. Wade Wilson got whacked again.
I remember the last time they got whacked, they took him out and they brought in Jason Garrett, and then they said, well, if you bring in Jason Garrett, he has to stay in the lineup unless you take a timeout. So they took a timeout and brought Wade Wilson back, and he's been in ever since.
Wade Wilson.
Y el despliegue de Alex Aguinaga. Toros Neza Necaxa. A continuación por Telemundo.
First quarter.
There's the first one. Here's Marquez Pope coming off the corner early in the game. And you see Aikman's left knee. And right after that, Russell Merrill
is the quarterback. 2nd and 1. Aaron swings it outside to Bjornsson. Dallas gets the first down. Stops the clock.
Eric Bjornsson will be going home next week. He's from Oakland. He went to high school in Oakland, and of course the Cowboys play the Oakland Raiders next week at the Coliseum.
They didn't stop the clock. I'm not sure why. He caught the ball, went out of bounds. Clock still running. Ricky Jackson has had a heck of a day. So has the entire defensive line.
Remember that interception early by Ricky Jackson? That was a big play.
Garrett gets it to Sherman Williams. Williams to the 20. Knocked down by Gary Plummer. Following football, don't forget space above and beyond, except
not. I mean, they can go in more in a straight line, but I think I can take a blimp.
Garrett. Pass deflected. Leaving now.
Yeah, they may be getting a head start. See right there, that was Dennis Brown got that hit.
Well, the blimp's still up there. They haven't left yet. They're waiting to see if you accept.
Well, I don't know. Oh yeah, there's a blimp there. No, I accept. I mean, I'll race them to California. I'll race them to Oakland.
Here's Jason Garrett back to throw again. Michael Irvin steps out of bounds just inside the 10.
Remember, Michael Irvin was going for an all-time NFL record of consecutive games over 100 yards. But until this series here, he only had one for 7 yards or 9 yards, and he's not going to get that record today.
And so badly, so impressively. 38-13 the score.
And then having Jerry Rice on the other side being a big part of that beating him.
This game hasn't been close since early. Sherman Williams. On third down, he gets the first. Clock running with 4.
Your middle has to be strong, or he's going to run up and down the field on you.
They've done a good job of that. Darrell Johnson split out wide to the left. Irvin gets the touchdown catch. 2 flags on the play.
I bet you
Marquez Pope was the defender.
I bet you Michael Irvin doesn't even celebrate that one, because he knows celebrations and records are good.
Defense, the penalty is declined. Touchdown.
If it goes with winning, then it's good. You know, but if winning doesn't come with it, then there's really nothing to celebrate. And Michael Irvin is a pro. He's a tough guy, and he realizes that.
And a very good pro.
He realizes he got a touchdown, and he did that, but he didn't help his team win a game today. That play didn't help win a game. If it doesn't help win a game, then all it is a play.
Bonio will try the extra point. Novacek stays in the hole. (38-20).
Marquez Pope has a penalty on that play, but Irvin goes up and gets it. And again, Michael Irvin is a real pro. You know, I mean, he has, you know, receiving yards as a new team record. He passed Tony Hill today. But to me, a guy is a real pro when he knows that if that didn't help win the game, then it doesn't mean anything, because you play this game for one thing, to win. And if it's celebrate. And the real pros know that. And Michael Irvin's a real pro.
That was the owner of the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, over talking with Michael Irvin. Harris Barton, the rest of his offensive line did a heck of a job.
Harris Barton leads the league in worry.
Yeah.
And he's even worried now when they're winning.
38-20.
Look at this alignment here. This is an onside kick thing. You get all those guys over there. Kick it. It has to go 10 yards before you can touch it if you're the kicking team.
And the 49ers with a flag on the play. Brett Carolyn fielded it and got down in a hurry. Bob McElwee heading back to find out what the violation might be.
Offside, number 87 on the kicking team. Penalty will be declined. First down.
First down, San Francisco. Billy Davis.
See, now look, they're all up there. They're all lined up here, but you don't want to win the race to this line here because the ball has to be kicked. But see, they all start boom, boom, boom. And one of them, about 3 of them went across before the ball was kicked. What the hell? How'd they pick out one guy?
Don't forget, coming up after football, Space Above and Beyond, except on the West Coast.
That'll be me and the blimp. They'll be above and I'll be beyond.
Beyond them.
There you talk when you're competing. They're above and I'm beyond.
Bring them on. That's Adam Walker. 4 minutes now left to play. Today's game being produced by Bob Stinner and directed by Sandy Grossman. Studio is produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill.
If you're a good hoverer, you're slow. All you guys rush the passer. He's a hoverer.
That's Adam Walker straight ahead. You're talking, you're passing out accolades to the defense, the whole unit, the offensive line, the game plan. Elvis Gerbach did a heck of a job.
Well, he did, and I think that a lot of it was that offensive line.
Yeah.
I think they gave him time early. I think that first pass that he hit to Jerry Rice, and Jerry Rice just broke it right through the defense. I think all those things gave him confidence, but as you said, you still have to give him credit because he did it.
He's the trigger man. 3rd and 2. Close to first down yardage. Derek Lavelle.
This was the thing that got him started. This first pass here is just a short pass, but you know if you can get it to Jerry Rice, he just split. It was a zone defense by the Cowboys. Jerry Rice split it. That got Elvis Gerbach going, and that got Jerry Rice going.
And that just started things. Here's Michael Irvin. And there's the fumble.
This was the next play, and then Merton Hanks picks it up and gets a score. And this is how the 49ers got started, and they didn't look back all day.
And before anybody got settled down, they were ahead 14-0. That's Derek Lavelle, hit behind the line by Robert Jones. We're going to get the 2-minute warning before.
Why do you think it didn't work out between us?
Well, I didn't want to hide out in the mountains and raid military camps. And you didn't want to leave Cuba.
It would have been wonderful, Mr. Keithlix. You would have made a fine gorilla. Oh, he definitely likes you.
This for just $7.99.
Pizza.
Dejected Dallas sideline.
Yeah, because they'd been looking forward to this game again since that championship game.
Ricky Irvin swings wide left. Robert Jones wrestled him down. The Dallas defense points allowed. The season average is 15.8. Today it's 38. Not all by the defense.
No, a lot of that was turnovers, and a lot of that was caused by the 49er defense. And this big offensive line today just never had a chance to get started. I mean, the 49er defense did the field a lot.
Gerbach again to Ricky Irvin.
Ricky Irvin is now in at 20 yards.
Down close to first down yardage. Again, a reminder.
There was talk about it, you know, you ought to do this, you can win at the end, don't worry about the Cowboy game, don't try that. You can't play that. These guys did just the opposite of that today.
Elvis Gerbach has been named the Miller Lite player of the game, and deservedly so. And his mood yesterday was very positive, and again it was today, as he leads the 49ers over the Cowboys 38-20.
Watch the Vikings and the Cardinals go to overtime. The win. No, that's what we have built. I gave nothing away.
Okay.
It's your turn. See, now they're going to watch. Now they're going to watch. We got him.
After the Vikes lost to Chicago on Monday night of Week 9, Minnesota coach.
But airing music and news. Real news, not the bogus stories you did.
Oh, whoa. We did real news.
Really?
Yes.
Like the news flash about the giant meteor about to land at Stansfield.
That hasn't hit yet.
Oh, and what about the one about the buried treasure that had everyone digging holes all over the place?
Yeah, and we're still...
We've been looking at this one for a long time. San Francisco at Dallas, except this one just looked like a blowout. Dallas was 8-1. Defending champion San Francisco 5-4. Steve Young not starting. Elvis Gerback starts at quarterback. Steve Wallace not there to block Charles Haley at the left tackle position. Deion Sanders, now a Cowboy. Offensive and defensive coordinator from last year, gone. Blowout written all over it for the 49ers. That's why they play the games. Here you go from Big D. Deion fired up. Steve Young, game time decision, but they knew a day or two ago he wouldn't go. Barry Switzer, 0-2 last year against George Seifert. Could he turn it around this year? Well, everything was pointed toward Dallas, except for the defense. Look at Jerry Rice split the defense. He's gone. Elvis Gerback hits him. Rice does the rest. 81 yards. Surprise. 7-0 Niners.
Chris, I said that Darren Smith was a great underneath cover guy as a linebacker. I did not say put him on Jerry Rice one-on-one. That was not the game plan.
Short passing, let the stars do the rest. Then Aikman blitzed by Marquez Pope. His left knee hits the turf. Next play, Aikman to Irvin. Marquez Pope strips him of the ball. Merton Hanks, he could go all the way. 36 yards and the duck walk. Very Deion-like, 14-0 Niners. Aikman had to leave the game with a badly bruised left knee. Would not return after this series when Ricky Jackson picks him off, Tom.
Yeah, the matchup here between Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice. You see Deion get rid of him right there. He wants the football. Elvis Gerback a little bit late with the delivery, but you always look to Rice.
Well, the Niners kick a field goal. They lead 17-0. Here's the next possession in which Aikman was still in. Dana Stubblefield and the #1 defense sack him. Aikman comes down. Now he leaves the game after a 4-for-6 performance and the team down 17-0. I'll have a milk. Gerback. Oh, man, he was much more than a hound dog. To Jerry Rice, 29 yards. Leads to a Derek Lavelle score. Rice in the first half at a $155 against the second-ranked defense in football. Emmitt Smith. Well, you know, you're only going to contain him for a while. A 1-yard run for the Cowboys. Still trail at 24-7 late in the second. Then a drive that started in the shadow of their own goalpost with 6.5 minutes to go. Gerback to Derek Lavelle, 19 yards, 31-7. San Francisco at the half. One to forget for the Cowboys. Third quarter, as they did last year in the title game, the Cowboys came out strong. Emmitt Smith, let get him go. 31 yards. He had a 100-yard day, leads to a field goal, 31-10. Dallas within 3 touchdowns. It's 31-13 as Steve Young helping call the plays, but Elvis Gerback had this under control. They were doing the jailhouse rock. 38-13 Niners. Nate Newton, Emmitt, can't believe it. Niners. An elation-filled sideline. Jason Garrett came in late for Wade Wilson. An 8-yard touchdown pass to Michael Irvin. He's the all-time receiving yard Cowboy leader. But the Cowboys try an onside kick. Niners recover. Jerry Jones on the sidelines the whole game. Was in shock along with the rest of the Cowboys. Oh, they may play again. But in the last 2 seasons, it's San Francisco 3 and Dallas nothing. The 49ers beat the Cowboys 38-20 in an absolutely shocking development. Dallas only their second loss in 10 games. For the Niners, a game they had to have. Very few believed they could get it, except those in the locker room.
This was a message game, basically. You know, look at the score. I mean, they didn't score until the fourth quarter, 4 minutes. We didn't hang our hats. You know, we came out and we played 4 quarters.
They played 4 quarters indeed. Now, you know, it's only 1 game, and Dallas is certainly in the driver's seat for home field advantage, etc. I thought the most impressive part of the game, outside of the way the Niners came out, 6.5 minutes to go, Tom. They were at about the 5 or 6 yard line. Dallas had the momentum at the time. Looked like they were going to take it away from the 49ers, maybe get the ball in good field position, score a field goal, score a touchdown, get close. Gerback leads them on a drive, 6 minutes, and puts them up 31-7. See ya.
This is a gigantic football game. I want to apologize to all the 49er fans for anything that I said this morning. I think that what this game does is show a team that has heart, and I think that certainly the 49ers have the heart of a champion. When you are crippled by injuries, if you come out and play with emotion, if you prepare well, you can come out and do what they did today. I think conversely, certainly we saw the Cowboys in a situation where they did not prepare well for this football game. I think they took it for granted that they were going to come out and blow the 49ers off the football field. That's a big mistake when you're playing the defending champions. And a well-conceived game plan, especially on the offensive end by the 49ers. The short passing game that Sterling Sharp talked about this morning, delivering those passes and then allowing the 49ers to get upfield with the football. And maybe there's never been a better receiver than Jerry Rice at catching the football and then making yards.
Tressman and Carroll, the coordinators, and George Seifert had the game plan scoped out. And the San Francisco 49ers, well, it's a game of attitude. Their attitude's there now for the second part of the season, and Dallas has to wonder, can they beat San Francisco? They still have to scratch their head. We got more football. The AFC champion Chargers on the ropes against the Chiefs. What would happen with the Bolts with their backs to the wall? Took the opening pass, 181 yards. The 49ers were never headed. 5 catches, $161, and a large touchdown. Jerry Rice on a 300-yard day for Elvis Gerback. It's my primetime player game ball. We'll be back. We'll be back with the Chiefs looking to run their mark to 9-1 against the Chargers, trying to hang in there on last year's memories. We'll go to the Murph in a moment. Or by some 5th in the AFC West, like the Chargers were a year ago, the Kansas City Chiefs. But it's been a storybook season for them. Marcus Allen, 16 yards out of the 6-yard line. Then for the 8-1 Chiefs, so they go back to Allen. Play action to Allen. He's in the end zone. Steve, I got you, babe, Bono. 7-0 Chiefs.
Yeah, after the fake here, you see Will Shields with the spot shadow. He starts to turn the corner, but he turns around. He sees Chris Mims, makes the great block to get Bono into the end zone.
Who says number 13 is unlucky? Not this year. Bolts respond. Stan Humphries in the big passing game to Ronnie Harmon. Such an excellent receiver out of the backfield, 31 yards. Then to the air again on play action. Without Natron Means, they had to do it through the air. And Dwayne Young, the big tight end of the 7. But, oh, the Chargers just fumble in the red zone all year long. Mark Collins with the hit. But the officials say, no, you keep the ball. Marty Schottenheimer can't believe it. His team is so good with the turnovers. So without Natron, they gave it to Rodney Culver. And a 2-yard run on the break, and we're tied at 7. In the second half, the Chiefs lead at 13-7. And Bono, the swing lateral to Dana.